This video is step 2 on how to get started with coding and how to use Python. Now, last video we installed Python, and now that you have Python installed on your computer, you can essentially get started and start writing code. But before that, I like to install what is called an IDE, which is an Integrated Development Environment. And this essentially is a program that allows you to write code in a shell, which prevents you from messing anything up on your computer and just makes life a lot easier. Now, JetBrains makes PyCharm, which has a free version, which is the community version, and that's the version that I installed on my computer and I like to use. It just makes things a lot easier to identify bugs and identify issues within your code. So you can jump over to Google and type up PyCharm. You see here it'll start popping up. And the first link that pops up is jetbrains.com with PyCharm. You can click on that. It'll take you over to the website. And you can just click download. Now there's two versions. There's the professional paid version, and then there is the free community version. I have the free version. It works perfectly. If you are going to be doing this professionally and writing code professionally, you might later on want to upgrade to the professional version, but to be honest, the community version has been working perfectly and I haven't had a need to upgrade yet. So once you click the download button and follow the instructions on the screen that pop up on installing PyCharm, you'll be able to open up PyCharm like I have here. And this is the IDE, the Integrated Development Environment, where you can start writing code and see your results at the bottom of the screen. So let's write our first line of code, which is essentially our first program. Python's very simple. If we want to have it say something such as hello world, you would go here and you make sure you're on the top section and you write print open parentheses, and it automatically puts in the close parentheses, quotations, hello world, close quotations, close parentheses. You already had them there. I just like to type them in just to get used to typing it in. PyCharm will automatically add the close parentheses and the close quotations once you add one in, but if you're writing code in something like a notepad, it is not going to do that. So I always like to get into the habit of closing the parentheses and closing the quotation marks. But now that I have print hello world, I can go over here and hit this little green play button, and you see that it printed hello world. That's essentially as easy as it is to write a line of code within Python. Now, if I wanted to continue this and message and write world, writing code, hit play again, and it is going to write both of these messages, because essentially what I am doing is writing code and telling Python to print hello world. I'm writing code. Now, one thing is to note is that Python is case sensitive. So if I would have gone here and put capital P for print, it's actually not going to work. It will not write I'm writing code. It will actually spit out an error. And with PyCharm, you can see that that's an error because it's underlined in red. There's also a red exclamation point over here on the right hand side telling me that I have an error in my code. Now, this is pretty easy to determine right now what the error is. The top print is purple and has no underlined red, where the bottom print is white, has an underlined red, and a light bulb with an exclamation point there. That's another reason why I like to use PyCharm and other IDEs when writing my code. because it makes life a lot easier to identify where I've made errors, where there are bugs in the code, and allows me to focus on those sections to figure out what's going on. Sometimes they're not as easy to determine as this capital or uppercase letter, but you can see here, once I put that back on lowercase, you can see it go back to normal, where it goes to purple font without the underline red. So that's as easy as it is. There you wrote 2 lines of code if you were following along. If you like this video, please hit the subscribe button below. Make sure you hit that bell notification to be notified for future videos. What I'm going to do is continue building up our skills to be able to write a full program, a full application within Python, and eventually get to the point where we're actually writing using a GUI, which is a graphical user interface, which allows us to have more of the look and feel of a program that we are all used to using, whether it's on our Windows computer or on our cell phones or tablets. Eventually we will get to a point where we're writing a program fully on Python and using that GUI, that graphical user interface. So again, please hit subscribe and that bell notification to be notified for future videos. Thank you.